Are you wanting high-speed internet but don't have access to PUD fiber? Try Sky-Fi high-speed wireless internet from LocalTel. Call 888-8888 today. It's time for NCW Life News on the NCW Life channel. The latest from the Wenatchee Valley and North Central Washington with Steve Hare, Grant Olson, and sports with Eric Granstrom.
Good evening and welcome to NCW Life News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window as we look at our Rondo camera, taking a look up the Columbia River. Windy conditions around most of north central Washington today. Also some cloud cover out there, and that made for some cooler weather today. Felt pretty good out there for most of us. We'll talk about how long this cooler, windy weather will last coming up a little bit later on in your weather forecast. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. Senator Brad Hawkins schedules a local fall listening tour. We'll have an update on the Jolly Mountain fire that brought smoke into the area last night. And Wenatchee Valley Hospital was selected by the Health Exchange to oversee in-person assistance during upcoming enrollment this November. Later on, we'll have sports, your weather forecast, and our features story today. But first, one person has died as a result of a multi-vehicle accident on Interstate 90 at Ryegrass today. Washington State Patrol Trooper Brian Moore reported the accident shortly after 11 o'clock this morning when smoke from a wind-whipped brush fire along I-90 apparently caused poor visibility, which may have led to the accident. Here you see the remains of a travel trailer that was demolished in the collision in the eastbound lanes. A passenger was airlifted from the scene but reportedly died en route. The driver is in serious condition. The accident involved one semi, a truck pulling a travel trailer, a truck, and a car. Traffic has slowed in both directions as fire crews continue to work the fire lines. Eastbound is especially slow through the accident scene as the State Patrol investigate its cause. A sizable crowd showed up for Thursday's opening day at the NCW Fair in Waterville. The 4-day Ag Expo is Douglas County's opportunity to show off its agricultural heritage. Douglas County Commissioner Dan Sutton talked to NCW Life News Director Steve Hare about this year's fair.
You know, we're awfully proud of this event up here, and we're trying to keep it promoted, stay involved, and make it the best event in the area.
Let's talk about some of the improvements. I know you were pressed into service painting one of the barns I saw.
You know, we were happy to step up and do it. It needs a little TLC, and we were able to get the parking lot repaved, the front of the barns done. We're doing some improvements internally. Our goal is to make this a place of opportunity to people hold events year-round. We would love to see people come up to the fair and enjoy what's going on. Go through the barns, pet a pig, anything you want to do.
And hey, come on up for the auction. These kids spend an awful lot of time and effort and money in raising these market hogs and steers. This is really their day.
It is indeed, and I get the pleasure of judging the cattle barn tomorrow. I look forward to it. The amount of effort, time, and expense that they've put into raising these animals is phenomenal, and you've got to respect the work ethic that they have in doing so.
Come on out and buy some livestock at the auction. It's tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. So come on and enjoy the NCW Fair.
The NCW Fair began back in 1889 as the Douglas County Industrial Exposition. It was also known as the Waterville Potato Carnival. This year's event includes the Big Bend Roundup Rodeo, Indian Relay Race, and culminates with country music star Neil McCoy in concert. It was also livestock judging day at the NCW Fair as dozens of market steers, hogs, and lambs are being prepared for Saturday's 4-H and FFA auction. Chelan 4-H member Wyatt Dietrich is hoping for a winning bid that will help him at least break even.
Break-even price, that'd be probably $260 to $270 per pound.
So tell us what you've learned as a result of this whole project, raising the swine.
What I learned is to have good relationship, teach your pig, treat it like it's your own family. It is costly, but at the end goal, it could be making some profit.
We also talked to Haley Vargas, whose steer Sparky was judged best in his group.
I am with the Mansfield Critters and Kids, and I've been in it for 4 years. I've raised 4 so far and shown 4 so far, so this will be my 4th this year.
This is your 4th, and hey, Nice job on the judging today.
Yeah.
First place.
Yeah, that felt pretty good to get it.
He's a big bruiser.
Yeah, he's 1,220 pounds.
Oh, is that right? So
Yeah.
what are you hoping to get for him at auction?
I hope to get somewhere between $1 and $2. Somewhere between there I'd like to get.
So obviously you learned quite a bit about marketing and raising cattle. So what have you gained from this?
I've learned that it just takes patience, and you got to really work with them every day, and you got to get to know them and know their weak points and where you need to work on. I've learned how big a responsibility it is to take care of an animal this size, and I would love to keep on doing it.
Haley says her steer loves Oreos, which may have enhanced his winning the blue ribbon. The livestock auction is set to begin Saturday at 10 a.m. The livestock barns were a buzz of activity during the first day of the fair, with horses, chickens, rabbits, ducks, and pigs, just to name a few. The NCW Fair runs through this Sunday, August 27th. 12th District Senator Brad Hawkins will embark on what he calls a listening tour this fall. Hawkins announced yesterday that he will visit several 12th District communities from Thursday, October 5th through the morning of October 7th to hear directly from constituents. Senator Hawkins will meet by appointment at public locations in Chelan, Douglas, Grant, and Okanagan counties. There will also be 2 non-appointment meeting opportunities in the Wenatchee area. The first is a stop at Pybus Public Market on October 5th, and the second is a community hike up Saddle Rock on October 7th. Besides Wenatchee, Hawkins will also visit East Wenatchee, Leavenworth, Quincy, Lake Chelan, and Pateros. Hawkins says he wants to make this an annual event as a way to better connect with people to listen to their thoughts and concerns. Senator Hawkins will join NCW Life's Steve Hare in studio next week to talk more about his upcoming listening tour. Coming up, we'll have an update on the Jolly Mountain fire that brought smoke into the area last night, and Wenatchee Valley Hospital was selected by the Health Exchange to oversee in-person assistance during the upcoming enrollment this November. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching NCW Life News.
I gotta tell you, I'm nervous.
Selling your home, it's a big step.
Can we find the right buyer in this market?
Look at our website. When someone looks at your home, I can tell how ready they are to buy. See that number? The closer it is to 100, the closer they are to buying. So, I know who to zero in on.
So you have a secret weapon.
You mean, we have a secret weapon.
I like that. Oh, what do you think of the wallpaper?
I love that touch.
No matter what your age or ailment, when you wake up each day with a sense of purpose, life has meaning and joy.
Just wait a while, it'll get in the hole somewhere.
Helping you do this is our purpose. Highgate Senior Living, each day to the fullest.
The best thing about my life right now is me.
For a limited time, purchase any super clean pre-owned vehicle in stock at Leonard Evans Used Car Superstore.
Yesterday's sunset in the Wenatchee Valley had that familiar red-colored tint associated with wildfire smoke. The hazy conditions were caused by the Jolly Mountain fire burning on U.S. Forest Service lands in the Cle Elum area of Kittitas County. The Jolly Mountain fire started from a lightning strike on August 11th. Officials say it's burning in mostly timber in the vicinity of the West Fork of the Teanaway River. At last report, the fire had burned over 1,200 acres. Several Forest Service roads and trailheads are closed until further notice. The Washington Health Benefit Exchange recently announced that Wenatchee Valley Hospital has been selected to oversee in-person assistance to residents of Chelan, Douglas, Grant, and Okanagan counties for the upcoming open enrollment period for health care. The hospital will provide free support for people signing up for health care coverage through Washington Health Plan Finder. It will also be responsible for building and managing a network of navigators who are available to guide individuals and families through the enrollment process. Ben Spradling, Media Communications Associate for the Washington Health Benefit Exchange, says Wenatchee Valley Hospital was chosen because it was equipped to accommodate the support needed for the upcoming open enrollment.
Wenatchee Valley Hospital was one of 9 organizations statewide that were chosen to provide in-person help for the open enrollment period that begins on November 1st. And basically the main criteria for getting selected as one of those lead organizations is that they were considered one of the best equipped organizations to meet the enrollment needs of their service area. And that service area for Wenatchee Valley Hospital is Chelan, Douglas, Grant, and Okanagan County. And so it's important that each individual who is looking for health care for 2018 go to Washington Health Plan Finder and shop for options that best meet their needs and budget. So you're not going to have an identical set of plans and carriers that you saw in 2017 carry over into 2018. And because you're going to see those changes, it's important to continue shopping.
In part 2 of our series on healthcare tomorrow here on NCW Life News, we'll talk to the lead navigator for Confluence Health on how to enroll in a plan and how to determine if a current health plan is working and what might be the best options. You're watching NCW Life News. Coming up next, your sports update followed by today's feature story. That and much more still to come right here on NCW Life News. Stay with us.
Every golfer aims to play their best, and smart golfers turn to the Golfer's Edge to get the Golfer's Edge. PGA professional Ed Payne has you covered from tee to green. You can work on your swing or play 18 in air-conditioned comfort on the golf simulator. Tanya's Corner has all the apparel the golfer needs at sale prices. And Ed can even rebuild your favorite set of clubs or custom make you a brand new set. Ask how you can qualify for a free 30-minute lesson at the Golfer's Edge on Mission between Kittitas and Yakima.
At Doghouse Motorsports, we ride what we sell. There's a lot we could say about the CD Spark and the CD GTI, but ultimately, the ride says it all.
And now it's a sports update on the NCW Life channel.
And a good Thursday. We're back with another Thursday night hockey evening here on the NCW Life channel. We're featuring the Wenatchee Wild and Chilliwack from December 30th tonight. Tomorrow at 7, it's Eastmont football versus Mount Spokane. Saturday at 2, you can watch Wenatchee and Chelan volleyball, followed at 7 by Wenatchee and Mount Boucherie football. Then it's wall-to-wall soccer Sunday with Wenatchee and West Valley at noon, Wenatchee and Cashmere at 2, Cashmere and Eastmont at 5, and then Wenatchee and Eastmont at 7 o'clock. Now, if you want to see some hockey in person this weekend, here's your chance. The Wenatchee Wild and new division rival Trail Smoke Eaters will play twice at the community rink this weekend. In fact, fans will get a little more bang for their $10. The games each night will feature 4 full periods of hockey instead of the standard 3. British Columbia Hockey League mandates that teams may begin their organized preseason activities no sooner than August 21st. As a result, most, if not all, the teams have a good number of players to battle for 23 roster spots. By splitting the games into 4 periods, each side will be able to include more players by refreshing the roster after 2 periods. The 4-period format will be utilized both nights, tomorrow night and Saturday, with a game time starting at 7 o'clock. That's at the rink. Costs you $10 to get in. Well, you get an early taste for high school football also tomorrow night at the Apple Bowl. Wenatchee High is hosting its annual jamboree for all levels, with freshmen and JV starting at 4. Varsity teams will follow at 7 o'clock. The half-field scrimmages will involve Wenatchee, Eastmont, Cashmere, Ephrata, and the Etiat JV. Varsity action will include Wenatchee facing Ephrata on the scoreboard end of the field. At 7, Eastmont plays Cashmere on the other end. Then Cashmere and Ephrata switch sides to play the Panthers and Wildcats. No score will be kept. There will be no punts, no kickoffs, and the coaches will be on the field with the teams. Taylor Motter's 2-run single and Kyle Seeger's 3-run homer gave Seattle a 5-run 8th inning and comfort behind 9-6 win over Atlanta last night. After being shut out a couple of nights ago, the Mariners offense showed up last night with 15 hits, including 2 singles and an RBI by starting pitcher Erasmo Ramirez. The win could be a costly one, however, as Robinson Cano left the game after a double in the 3rd inning with a pulled hamstring, and Guillermo Heredia was hit in the right forearm during an at-bat in the 7th and left the contest.
Oh, everybody, really hung in there, chipped in. We did have a couple guys go down in the game, so you're always concerned about that. Cano's status, he probably be day to day. He's got pretty good strength in it. After when he came out, they tested it and stuff. So we'll just have to day to day with him. And then Heredia, he's gotten hit on that forearm a couple times here in the last week or so. So he's real tender there. But we won't know anything until we get over to New York. Hopefully they're going to be okay. Initial signs are they're going to be fine, but will they be available Friday or not? We just don't know yet.
Manager Scott Service said his starter struggled on the mound, but helped his own cause at the plate.
It was really driven by our pitcher's offense. No. Obviously, Erasmus struggled early, kind of getting it going there on the mound, but he helped himself offensively. We weren't really looking for that out of him tonight, but he got a couple big knocks, kind of kept some rallies going. But the biggest thing was he was able to get through 6 innings after a couple rough innings early. He settled in, got in a nice rhythm with Zanino, got the changeup going a little bit, which helped, and it was key, to kind of keep us there. Obviously, the 7th inning got away from us a little bit, the air on the throw, the pick off, and we kept it in check, and we needed to come back offensively. We did. Taylor Motter, huge game, chipping in off the bench. Continue to get big hits there when we needed them late in the game tonight, and a lot of guys stepped up. Unfortunately, we left like 11 guys on through the first 5 innings, so you didn't know if that was going to come back and haunt you. But we kept putting pressure on them, and nice win, and we win this series. That is the goal, to keep chugging along here and keep winning a series at a time.
So the Mariners are in New York to take on the Yankees this weekend. That's sports news. I'm Eric Grandstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thanks, Eric. For our feature story today, how is local journalism doing in North Central Washington? Wenatchee World publisher Rufus Wood sat down with Dan Kuntz on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley to talk editorial decisions, national news outlets, and more.
I wish I had said this. I did not say this, but I found this quote, and I want to run this by you. I wish I had said this. The news today is neither better nor worse than what news was in the past. There's just more of it. Do you agree with that?
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Because news used to be defined by some television stations, some newspapers, and some radio stations, and now everybody's in on the act, and through Twitter and social media and the rest of social media, it is, everybody can contribute. So it's democratized things, and that has a lot of wonderful upsides, and it's got some interesting downsides to it. So it's a mixed bag, but it has totally changed. We try to reflect more of what's happening here. That's sort of our competitive advantage, if you will, or it's being local, and that's where we can differentiate ourselves. And there are a lot of other places to get international news, but not a lot of places. This station is one, but there aren't a lot of places people can get local news of North Central Washington. So that's really what we try to play to, and that's our bread and butter.
Is journalism more respected today or less respected today? Traditional journalism, gathering and disseminating the news.
I think at the local level, it's respected and appreciated and valued. So I think on the national level, there are certainly some other dynamics going on, in the presidential piece that's sort of. It's not as respected, or at least it's under attack. And so, but at the local level, where we know each other, where, I think, again, our organizations are out there trying to serve the community and be with part of the community, I think there's still a high degree of respect. There are certainly issues on stories that, make people mad, and they may not respect us for those decisions or editorial comments or whatever, but that's okay.
We'll be back in just a moment with a recap of some of today's stories and your complete local weather forecast right after this.
Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house, featuring great family dining in downtown Chelan. We've got burgers, pub fare, and the best barbecue around. Try one of our award-winning sauces made fresh here in-house. So grab the whole gang and come on down. Stormy Mountain Brewing. Beer, barbecue, friends, and beer.
Welcome back, and now a recap of some of our top stories. One person has died as a result of a multi-vehicle accident on Interstate 90 at Ryegrass today. Washington State Patrol Trooper Brian Moore reported the accident shortly after 11 o'clock this morning when smoke from a wind-whipped brush fire along I-90 apparently caused poor visibility, which may have led to the accident. Here you see the remains of a travel trailer that was demolished in the collision in the eastbound lanes. As we take a look, a passenger was airlifted from the scene but reportedly died en route. The driver is in serious condition. The accident involved one semi, a truck pulling a travel trailer, a truck, and a car. Traffic is slowed in both directions as fire crews continue to work the fire lines. Eastbound is especially slow through the accident scene as the State Patrol investigates its cause. Yesterday's sunset in the Wenatchee Valley had that familiar red-colored tint associated with wildfire smoke. The hazy conditions were caused by the Jolly Mountain Fire burning on U.S. Forest Service lands in the Cle Elum area of Kittitas County. The Jolly Mountain Fire started from a lightning strike back on August 11th. Officials say it's burning in mostly timber in the vicinity of the West Fork of the Teanaway River. At last report, the fire had burned over 1,200 acres. Several Forest Service roads and trailheads are closed until further notice. A sizable crowd showed up for Thursday's opening day at the NCW Fair in Waterville. The four-day Ag Expo is Douglas County's opportunity to show off its agricultural heritage. Douglas County Commissioner Dan Sutton talked to NCW Life News Director Steve Hare about the fair.
You know, we're awfully proud of this event up here, and we're trying to keep it promoted, stay involved, and make it the best event in the area.
Let's talk about some of the improvements. I know you were pressed into service painting one of the barns I saw.
You know, we were happy to step up and do it. It needs a little TLC, and we were able to get the parking lot repaved, the front of the barns done. We're doing some improvements internally. Our goal is to make this a place of opportunity to people to hold events year-round. We would love to see people come up to the fair and enjoy what's going on. Go through the barns, pet a pig, anything you want to do.
And hey, come on up for the auction. These kids spend an awful lot of time and effort and money in raising these market hogs and steers. This is really their day.
It is indeed, and I get the pleasure of judging the cattle barn tomorrow. I look forward to it. The amount of effort, time, and expense that they've put into raising these animals is phenomenal, and you've got to respect the work ethic that they have in doing so.
Come on out and buy some livestock at the auction. It's tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. So come on and enjoy the NCW Fair.
The NCW Fair began back in 1889 as the Douglas County Industrial Exposition. It was also known as the Waterville Potato Carnival. This year's event includes the Big Bend Roundup Rodeo, Indian Relay Race, and culminates with country music star Neil McCoy in concert. And now your weather forecast for north central Washington. Before we get to all of those details, let's take another look outside our weather window at the Ron River. Some clouds out there today, and I'm sure you noticed it. Cooler temperatures and plenty of wind. The reason we're seeing that, the cold front we talked about earlier today and yesterday will exit north. There you see it moving through the state as it did so yesterday afternoon. This is our situation a little while ago as that front now in northern Idaho. Lots of breezy, windy conditions behind that. We don't expect much shower activity associated with. Most of what we did see from that is coming to an end. We definitely experienced the wind behind that frontal boundary today and as it moved through our area last night. We also saw cooler afternoon high temperatures today, only in the upper 70s and lower 80s. That was behind that system, and those cooler temperatures will continue into our Friday, but a strong area of high pressure will once again bring a heat wave to north central Washington over the weekend and especially into early next week with high temperatures warming into the mid-90s on Sunday and then the mid to upper 90s by the first part of next week. Here's a look at that forecast. Tomorrow's high temperature with sunshine around 86 degrees. We'll drop down to 57 tomorrow night. For Saturday and Sunday and the weekend, boy, things look beautiful. Above normal temperatures with sunshine, 94 the high on Sunday. Our warmest day, at least right now, looks to be Monday, sunshine and 97. We will see Tri-Cities and Yakima probably reaching 100 by Monday and maybe even into Tuesday before we see a bit of a cool down by the middle of the week on Wednesday, if you can call 91 degrees cooler weather, and then we'll see a bit more of a cool down even after that. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. And finally tonight, do you ever want to just curl up in your pajamas and snack away your long work day? This little guy will inspire you to do just that. If you have a video of the day you'd like to see on NCW Life News, message us on our Facebook page at the NCW Life channel. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-NCWL. That's 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us tonight and have a great night.
This has been NCW Life News on the NCW Life channel. For more news, log on to ncwlife.com, like us on Facebook, and follow NCW Life channel on Twitter.
Reed's Marine in Manson has your boating needs covered, offering the superior Regal lineup with options from 19 to 53 feet. With the Regal Express line, you have the freedom to explore with an innovative interior and the largest headroom in its class. Don't forget the roomy cockpit with seating to fit the whole family. From 26 to 32 feet, Reed's Marine has the Regal Express to fit your needs. View our current inventory at ChelanBoat.com or stop by our Manson showroom on beautiful Lake Chelan and see the entire Regal line.
You know, I nail it, but that's not quite good enough. All right, the full-size SUV redesigned this year. Wow. The brand new Nissan Titan, the truck everybody's talking about. And as long as we got that, let's start over. 2017 Nissan, the best-selling SUV in America. I freaking had it. Come down and see us at Town Nissan behind Costco in East Wenatchee.
Wenatchee Valley College is now offering 4-year degrees. The need for engineering technologists is rapidly growing, and the new Bachelor of Applied Science in Engineering Technology is designed to meet the needs of local employers. Students with an associate degree can complete the program in only 2 or 3 years. Don't wait! The program is accepting just 20 students for fall quarter. Apply now at wvc.edu/engineeringtech.